What's up guys, Alex Wallace here from Wallace Training Systems. This is part 7 and week 7 in how to get shredded in 8 weeks. We're almost done with this entire thing. This episode I wanted to go in a slightly different direction. I actually wanted to get a little more granular in how I prepare my meals. I know that people who have been following this series are interested in that, so I wanted to make sure that all the content was out there. So if you find that interesting, or if that's something that you can follow along with, again, it's something I've been using for the past 7 weeks. It's helped me quite a bit, and I hope you find it entertaining. I get a lot of questions pertaining to what I eat and how much it actually costs every week. So what I did is I figured I would buy almost everything that I needed for this week and actually go over how I cook it and how much it costs. So this, what I bought right now, which is the majority of what I eat, which is I have 8 pounds of chicken, some greens, some Greek yogurt, egg whites, oranges, kashi cereal, some bone broth of course, as well as some mango spears. That costs $65. Now there are some one-off items that I buy throughout the week. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll buy a little more salad. That's something I already have, so I didn't have to buy it this week. Sometimes I'll actually have to stop and buy a little more Greek yogurt depending, but that's not very often. And usually once a week, sometimes once every other week, Steph and I will go out to eat. So really I spend about $90 to $100 a week on all of the food that I eat. Again, Steph cooks sometimes in the afternoon, some dinners. So let's add another, $15 on top of that, $20 on top of that. I really think that you can eat a wholesome, minimally processed meal plan for somewhere between $100 and $120 a week, which really isn't that bad. I mean, if you're somebody that goes out to eat every single lunch, or you go to the cafeteria for work every single lunch, that adds up a lot. If you go out to eat multiple times for dinner, that adds up a lot. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Obviously, I like to do that. I like to go out and enjoy myself, but just know that that contributes to the total amount of money that you're spending on food. So oftentimes I hear people say, oh, I can't eat healthy because it's so expensive. But I think if you really look for the right stuff and you eat the right stuff, that you can spend close to somewhere around $100 a week and have a very good meal plan. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what I buy, how I prepare it, and I hope that it helps you a lot. So one of the first things I like to do is grease up the pans. This is where I cook the chicken. I actually prefer to use this avocado oil spray. It's a high heat oil. That means it's not going to denature when you actually cook with it. There's a high smoke point to it. It's great for cooking. I also preheat the oven to 375 degrees. I cook all my chicken at once. I usually eat it within 5 days, sometimes 6. I know they say try to eat your chicken within 5 days. But again, that's how I set it up. So I oil up my cooking ware with avocado spray. Again, this is another one of those one-off items. This typically lasts me for a while. But yeah, that's what I do. I oil it up, put the chicken in there, preheat the oven to 375. Once that's all prepped, I put it in for an hour. So I got the chicken in the oven and I'll let it cook for an hour at 375 degrees. This should take it to the end, then I'll show you how I portion it out. The chicken's done. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let me focus it in for you. Usually it's a bit golden brown at the top, but if you cook this stuff for an hour, then it'll definitely be done. You'll raise that core temperature enough to kill any bad bacteria that's living in there. Then what I do is I just portion it out. So I use a food scale. I put my glass Tupperware container on top, then I zero it in and I put 6 ounces of chicken on there. And then I just throw some green beans in, which I'll show you that step next. So I got the chicken in there. Again, it's 6 ounces of chicken. And I just throw some green beans on top, maybe a cup, between a half a cup and a cup of green beans on there. I'm not super particular about that, mainly because the calories are so low on the green beans, but that's not gonna make or break me. So if you take a look, 3/4 of a cup is 25 calories. I probably have half a cup to a cup. Let's just say it's 1 serving, 25 calories. There's 6 grams of carbs in there. I'm not gonna split hairs. But yeah, that's how I make this. I make anywhere from 12 to 16 of these a week. And the other meals I just prepare, as they come. So for breakfast, I noticed that eggs don't really hold too well in the fridge. So
So I'll make those in the morning and heat the bone broth up in the microwave in the morning as well. Other than that, this is the staple, man. This is the main stuff. So again, I make the chicken in the oven. I make about 8 pounds of chicken in there. Cook it for an hour at 375. Measure it out at 6 ounces on a food scale. Throw some green beans in, and that is the staple of my meal plan.
That's it, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, and thanks for watching.